Welcome to lesson 5 of our lessons. Today I'm going to take you through selection of data in an Excel sheet, deleting the data, deleting data from the Excel sheet, and also moving data from one cell to the other or on the Excel sheet. Let's delve deeper into what we want to do for today. From our previous lesson, we have been able to insert data in the Excel sheet. So this is the data we entered in our Excel sheet, the names, ages, class, and score of pupils in the class. So with this data, we want to do selection. So what is the selection all about? We want to select some part of this data and be able to work on it. How do we go about that? First of all, we can do selection in different ways. So we first of all have to look at selecting data in just a cell. So to do that, we moved to our Excel sheet. Looking at the data here, under the name section, we have AMA. AMA here is one set. So we click on it once to do the selection. Just as it is done here, you see that the data selected will be highlighted. Again, moving from just selecting the data in a single cell, another example of it would be selecting a score, Kojo's score in the class, which will be 80. So we quickly move on to 80 here and click on it to be selected. Moving on, we can look at selecting data from a group of cells, that is a range of cells that are together. We can do selection of this range of cells. For instance, I want to select all the names in the name column, all the names that have been entered in the name column, which is entered into a group of cells, So I come to the first one, click on hold on this, which is beginning with AMA. So click and hold, drag across to the end where I want to end my selection and release my button. With that, you see that the entire section that I've dragged across has been highlighted, which means the data in that can be selected, has been selected. Now, again, we'll look at, I want to select all the scores, all the ages of the pupils. I want to select all the ages of the pupils. Again, with the same procedure, I come to the ages column, click and hold on the first data, that is 12, and drag across to the last one where I want to end the selection. Not That is not the only way. You can select more than just one column on that. There's a range of cells, also more than just a column. That is, I want to select the data from all the names, the ages, and the classes of the pupils. I want to select them. So quickly, I move on to AMA over here, which is in the name column. Click and hold on it. Drag across to cover up where I want my selection to end. Remember, we are selecting names, ages, and classes of the pupils. Perfectly has been selected. This is what selection is about. We can also go through selection by selecting an entire row or an entire column. Now, selecting an entire row, we move to the move to the row heading. Selecting an entire row, we'll move to the row heading and click on the row heading. And when you click on this row heading, an entire row will be selected just as in this indication. Click on this row. You see that row 2 has been selected entirely in this on this sheet. So which means that we can also select an entire row by clicking. You can also select two or more rows. You can also select two or more rows using either the shortcut control and add other selections just as I am doing now, or you simply click the first row, click down, the column header here is D, so I click on it and the entire column is selected for use. I also want to select column B. I will do same here. For instance, I want to select column B and D, so I click on column D, column B, hold the control button and click on column D, and column D, B and D are selected for use. I hope this lesson is engaging. Quickly, we will move on to look at deleting data. Now, the first question that comes to mind is, we did selection of data. What is the purpose of the selection of the data? We should be able to select the data so that we'll be able to work on it, perform other works on it. It includes either deleting or editing the data. So we are going to quickly look at how to delete data from our worksheet. The first one, we look at deleting data from a cell, just a simple cell. So before you do that, the first and most important thing is you have to be able to select the cell where you want to delete the data, the cell from which you want to delete the data. So I want to delete AC's class, which is 6A, and it's in cell C4. So quickly I move there, click on it as the first thing to do. Then you click on the delete button on the keyboard. Click on the delete button, and the data in the cell here has been deleted. And you can decide to insert another data or leave it blank if there's no other data to be placed in there. Again, we can quickly move to delete. For instance, we are spelling Kojo and the spelling is wrong. So you want to delete that, and it's a wrong name, you want to delete that and insert a different name. So quickly we come to Kojo, click on Kojo, just as I have done. Hit the delete button and type in Kojo's name. Type in a new name, let's say James, being a new name for to be entered there. That's notwithstanding, we will also look at selecting and deleting data from a range of cells. Deleting data from a range of cells, which is simply click and hold, select the data in that range of cells that we have just done earlier. That is, so I want to delete all the classes, all the scores in the scores column. I want to delete all the scores in the scores column. So I click on one and drag across the three, then hit on the delete button on the keyboard, and voila, our data has been deleted. We can also go ahead and delete data from across another group of cells, that is maybe the names, ages, and classes. You can delete all this data. First of all, you have to select it. This is the first most important step. You have to select the data you want to delete before applying the delete action. So just as it has been selected, then you hit the delete button on the keyboard, and here we go. Our data has been deleted successfully. Let's move on quickly. You can decide to delete data from an entire cell, an entire column, or an entire row. Then again, it means you must be able to select the entire column, which here it includes the header, just as we are seeing here, the header and all the other data that is there. So you click the column header, then also same, apply the delete, and everything in that column will be deleted. Also, the same technique applies to the row, deleting from the row, which is selecting the row header, which selects the entire cell, entire row. You hit the delete key, and it is also done. Quickly, I think so far deletion wouldn't be a problem where we have gotten to. So we will move on to do moving of data. Now, before you can work with any data in the Excel sheet, it means that you are ready to select the data, the first most important step. Now, moving data, we use the cat icon to move the data from one cell into another cell, or from one destination to another destination. So let's quickly go back and look at that. So using our damming data here, for instance, which we inserted earlier and worked on, I want to move Kojo, into cell G1, move the name Kojo. So I come here, select, then right click, select cut. Click on cell G1, then I right click there and select the paste option. Here we go. You see that Kojo has been successfully moved from the cell A3 to cell G1. Same way, we can also do this to a range of cells. We can do this to a range of cells. Again, that is to be done with selection. So we select across this range of cells, cut, then we paste over here in I paste. Voila, our data has been moved from the cells B and C, the column B and C, to column I and J. So this comes lead us to the end of our presentation. We'll look at it, take a few assessment questions which we are supposed to look at. Looking at the window of the PowerPoint Excel. Sorry, when we look at the window of Excel, let's quickly name some parts we have identified. What are some of the purposes of the ribbon that are up there? Demonstrate how to delete a row or in an Excel, or either a column or a row in an Excel. And I believe we go through this successfully. Our lesson is successful. Thank you and have a nice day.